The Monaco Maersk arriving at Rotterdam port 33 days after it departed from Malaysia, more than a week later than planned. Danish shipping company Maersk decided to divert the vessel and dozens of others to avoid possible attacks in the Red Sea by Houthi forces in Yemen. Containers carrying food, clothes, computers and medicine eagerly awaited by buyers, forced to adjust their production schedules.
A very important effect is that the costs of transport are increasing. The container carriers have increased their tariffs. They have introduced surcharges related to the disturbance at the moment. But it is also the value of time, the value of the cargo that is important.
He estimates that for each container ship carrying around 15,000 containers, the longer route will add around $16 million in additional costs. Houthi rebels have increased their attacks in the Red Sea in recent weeks in solidarity with people in Gaza, demanding Israel to stop its military campaign. To avoid the Suez Canal, some large shipping companies are taking the near 6,000-kilometer longer route around the Cape of Good Hope. Depending on the size of the ships, this means between 7 to 12 days more travel time. Business in Rotterdam port, the main gateway to Europe, had already been slow due to decreased demand caused by high inflation.
Fewer container ships means less business for Europe's largest port. With economies already slowing down, the crisis in the Red Sea is making them worse. And the longer the Suez Canal continues to be a dangerous route between the East and the West, the more European economies will suffer.
The Netherlands is the only EU country that is part of the US Red Sea coalition that has performed airstrikes on Houthi targets in the past week. Dutch shippers fear they now could become targets.
The only thing that the Netherlands did in the coalition is to protect that freedom of navigation, and that is what we stand for. It comes with a consequence, and in that perspective we ask our Dutch government to please to enlarge the coalition so that the Dutch seafarers and the Dutch vessels are not being at risk anymore.
Ship owners have asked the government to put pressure on other EU countries like Germany or France to join the coalition too. This crisis shows once again how vulnerable international trade routes have become and how Europe's economies can easily be affected. Vaessen, Al Jazeera, Rotterdam.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.